What's up, my good people? How are you? I'm hoping that you had an amazing day and that the week is taking you well. Today, as I record this video, is around 7. I promised to do a book review on the book of Ikigai, and it's how many page book? Let me confirm before I tell any lies. That is a 121 page book. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to review the book in terms of episode. If I'm too fast, forgive me. I want to try to bring this book as much home to everybody, to break it down into understandable tiny bits. So you stay tuned, and if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe. Anyway, without wasting of much time, welcome on board. So I would first start with the definition, because we are hearing about the book of Ikigai. Yeah, I know you're guessing. You are wondering, is Ikigai a Kenyan name? Is it an African name? I imagine you're right. I was also guessing the same. I was also wondering till I got to read the book. So, Ikigai is a Japanese word. And the book is originally written, or like was originally written in Japanese, but thereafter it has been translated to, did they say, around 38 languages. Just imagine, English being one of them, and other many more. The book has been impactful. When we look at the reviews on social media, like some of the short clips done on Instagram, you're able to see there are so many principles that have been extracted from this book. Just look at the cover. Gosh, guys, these people were so creative. They made it so friendly. Just look at that. I'm hoping my lighting is okay. Yeah, Ikigai, a Japanese word. Gosh, I love this book. And I'm hoping by the time I'm done with the review, you will also be looking forward to read the book, because as I was told you guys, it's good to build a reading culture. It helps you a lot. You may decide to watch the book, but that feeling, that immense feeling that you get from reading the actual book. Imagine we can't compare. Yes, watching is fun, but just imagine this. What if you read the book then watched? Or like, leave that alone. Just imagine this. What if today the story I'm telling you, somebody else told you the story? So kind of right now you're just reconfirming, or rather reaffirming, whether whatever you are told is true. Wouldn't it be easy for you? So the same that reading does to you. It builds your vocabulary, it gives you more insights. And remember, while you're reading, it's kind of, you are fully immersed into the book. But I remember you're watching, most of the time you're distracted. Sometimes you find the movies always adjusted to make some of the parts more captivating. But what I would say is reading is a totally good experience. It helps you to know how to manage your time, because you set targets. You set on how you maybe how many books you want to review in a year, or like you want to read a year, how many book reviews you want to attend. Like, you get serious. Like, personally, I'm in a book club where we read a book each month, and towards the end of that month, we review the book. So now that gives us accountability. It keeps us on the lane. It helps us from swaying from the main course of our targets, like of our goals. And somebody would say, with all that, why would somebody decide to read? Guys, I don't know. Why would I say somebody would decide to read? There are so many good reasons. So many good reasons. Take it this way. While you read, the information stays with you for a longer period, rather compared to if you are watching. Or, much better put, while we were back in school, we would do the theory, then now we get to the practical. There's no way we'd start with the practical, then moving backward to the theory. It's still the same applicability. And remember, there are so many things, there are so many books which you're able to read. Like, there's a lot of classification when it comes to book. You only have to decide what is comfortable to you, and you can just start at a slow pace. You start reading with the books or like the topics that you feel you are more comfortable with. If you like romance novels, there you can just start there. The idea is to build that attitude, to build that face, to build that behavior of getting to read a book. So don't worry. Yes, you will get there. So, but for Ikigai, this is a growth book. There are leadership books, there are financial books. So it is a lot. It's a whole world, like a big world of books. Just depends on what you want to read, or like which areas of your life you want to grow. Do you want to grow diet-wise? There are also nutrition books. There are psychological books. You get me, guys, where I'm coming from? Yeah, so there's all that. So you just decide. You only need to pick a topic that you're comfortable with for the start. Then you get to advance with time, because the major idea is you build that phase of reading, that momentum. Then after that, now you're going to capitalize on that to grow your own life. Maybe you can now start reading growth books to see how you're able to impact yourself, how you're able to impact other people, and so on, so forth. The same with kids. Imagine if the same reading culture was cultivated in kids. It would just be so amazing. Imagine the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes that when you're coming from work that you waste while you're trying to check your phone. Imagine you could read a book, just something. What I always say, you do not need to cram this 121 pages. No. You need to understand. Because remember, this is something that you need to apply into your life. If it is a growth book, that's why you're reading it. There are certain areas in your life that you need to improve. So while you are doing this, always take your time. Read to understand. Don't read to just finish the number of pages. No, it's not a competition, guys. It's more about like growth, personal growth. What do I want to achieve with Eunice? Eunice at maybe point A. Where do I want to meet Eunice at point D? So there's all that journey that you need to, that needs to be well stipulated, well guided. So it's more about that, guys. Anyway, without much wasting of your time, guys, I know you are patient to know what is detailed in this book. Let me just start with showing you the back page of the back cover of this book. Just look at that. Ikigai. I just like the theme this book used. Ikigai. So guys, I'm going to take you through. Ikigai, as I've explained, it's covered on the front page. It's basically a Japanese word, which means your purpose in life. I, as Eunice, what is my purpose in life? And the author of this book, that is, you have Hector Garcia. While they were writing the book, actually there are two. The idea was that what keeps us in momentum, in that force moving forward. And they saw that if I, as Eunice, I know my purpose in life, I'm able to live a more meaningful life. Because all the actions that I undertake each day will propel me towards meeting that purpose. And just imagine if you knew your purpose. Don't you think your life would be much easier? Rather than trying this and trying, like juggling so many things. You know? You could just detail your path based on what your purpose is. Take it this way. How many people know their talents? You may think, maybe you may be stuck thinking that you're the only person who has not figured out your talent. But I'm here to tell you, you're not the only person. There are so many people who are trying to do that. How many people have figured out their passions in life? How many people have figured out what the world needs? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just trying to be elaborate. To talk to you, you know? How many people have figured out what they are good at? What are you good at? Just comment down there. Mm. And if you don't know, there's no need to worry. By the time you're done with this book review, you'll be in a scenario where you're able at least to dissect, to interrogate certain aspects in your life for you to know what you are good at. What can you be paid for? Hmm? Guys, this is interesting. What can you be paid for? Are you just there maybe earning money because you feel like you need to put your life just moving? Do you know your worth? Do you know your value? Do you know what you can be paid for? Do you know what you love? Mm-hmm. Do you know what you love? Do you know how you want to be loved? Because all that, we need to figure that out, guys. Mm-hmm. We need to be serious, imagine. So, when we are looking at this Ikigai, we'll be looking in terms of, that is 5 aspects. You're going to look in terms of love. What do we love? What do we love doing, guys? What do you feel like you associate better with? That is passion. Hmm? What are you good at? What do you feel you're passionate about? I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to use a word to describe another, but that's maybe the best way I'm able to put it out to you for you to be able to understand what the world needs from you. Remember, we all need each other. We are an ecosystem. In one way, like interaction with the other person. So what does the world need from you? What that is basically asking you, what is your impact in this life? And as we proceed, I will give some examples to show you how you're able to determine your impact in life. And then finally, your profession, huh? What have you started? Like, what is that? What is that you can be paid for? So we are going to incorporate all these areas to see how they intermarry, to see how they are able to assist us to live a more fulfilling life. So guys, in case you have a question, don't hesitate. Just comment below and I will be answering all your questions. So according to Japanese, they believe everybody has an ikigai, everybody has a purpose. And when even we look biblically, everybody was created for a purpose. Just remember that, right? So ikigai, it's just basic. Like, it's not kind of we are trying to modify anything. It's not kind of we are trying to change anybody's beliefs. No, it's what has always been existing. That is what we're going to use to be able to try to make us understand this book. And what we are also saying is everybody has a purpose which we always carry within ourselves. There's no way you can leave your house and you be like, I've left my purpose in the house. No, it's kind of a goal. It's like something that is itching you. I don't know if if you guys have had a need that you feel like it is unmet and it's kind of disturbing you, it is pressing against you. The same does your Ikigai do to you. It has to press you. Every day you live, you have always to move closer, a step closer to meeting your purpose in life. And remember what I've said, once you know your purpose in life, you're going to even live a more happy life, a more satisfying life, you know? Think of it this, guys. Why do you think like so many people go looking for prophecies? Because what is a prophecy first? Prophecy is kind of somebody seeing into your future, telling you this is how, what I'm seeing you becoming, or like this is some of the challenges I see you facing, or rather, this is the route that is detailed for you. So once you know that, you're able to concentrate on your energy, to summon all your body parts, all your mental capability, all your physical energy to ensure you're going to reach that path. So that is just the simple definition of Ikigai. I'm giving you space to think. Then another thing, guys, that I'm saying is having a clearly defined Ikigai always brings satisfaction to your life. It gives you happiness. It gives meanings to our lives. So the purpose of all this book, or like what the elders were trying to say, is to be able to help us to find our Ikigai by sharing their Japanese philosophy on lasting health of the body, mind, and the spirit. Listen, hear me correctly. We're talking about health, mind, and spirit. So I would say maybe physically, mentally, and spiritually. So you're going to see all those three areas which I've mentioned interact, or like how we are supposed to feel all those three major areas in our lives. So you would wonder why Japan. A study that was done in Japan showed that most of the population, they live longer than the rest of the world. And even apart from that, they suffer even less, more less chronic diseases such as cancer, all those heart diseases. They are much less. That is Japan. And it also showed like these people like live more enjoyable and viable levels of vitality, until that would be unthinkable for people of advanced age elsewhere. Let me sit properly so that I do not tire my leg. I'm hoping here. I think I'm clear. And I'm also hoping that I'm loud too. And they also say that the women experience more moderate symptoms during menopause. And both men and maintain higher levels of sexual hormones and much hormones, that is, until much later in life. How would I want to dwell into that right now? The rate of dementia is well below the global average. So I'm trying to compare Japan and Kenya. How many cases of cancer do we have? How many people are dying prematurely or pre-aged because of all those chronic diseases? How many people nowadays are diabetic? How many people have high blood pressure? How many people are suffering from heart diseases? Terminal illnesses, guys. So what we are saying is, if we are able to check our diet, we are able to bring all these things under control. And as we dwell into the book, we'll be able to see all those principles, because there are 5 principles that are stipulated in the book that are supposed to help us towards having control on our health. Remember, we talked about health, we've talked about mind, and we've talked about the spirit. So we are going, the principles will guide us how we are able to fill all those areas which I've mentioned. One of the key factors to longevity, that is living long, longevity in Japan, there's a principle, or like there's a secret, that is called the 80% rule. 80% rule. So what does 80% rule stipulate? In other words, like in Japan, they call it arachibu. Arachibu. Where they say, or it's a phrase that is always repeated during or before eating, where they require you to only eat till or up to 80%. But how do you know you're 80%? There's that moment where there's that period where you're eating, you're able to tell, at least right now, I feel like my stomach is full, like I'm able to go to this extent. So it's about being true to yourself, being real. Nobody's going to tell you, this is 80% for you. No, you know yourself. You know your eating capabilities, or like eating capacities. So you're able to base all that and just eat only 80%. But what 80%, somebody would ask. Then, do we need to just eat when you're 80% full? This is to avoid wearing down our bodies. Our bodies need high energy to digest. So during that digestion process, if you're so full, you're going to wear down your body. There is going to be a lot of cellular oxidation, and that is what we do not want. Cellular, in any matter, in avoiding aging, one of the ways that we have to do it is through avoiding cellular oxidation. And maybe in another episode, I'll be able to explain what is this cellular oxidation and how best we are able to avoid it. And this principle, I'm sure most of you have visited Chinese restaurants or Japanese restaurants. One thing you'll notice is how their food is served. You'll never find the platters where maybe the rest of the hotels may be served with. Imagine you won't find that. What you find are always small portions, small bowls. I'm sure you've small, very tiny action. Sometimes you're wondering if you're going to be full, why you are wasting money on that. But all that imagine is to achieve this principle. Because if you have so much at your disposal, imagine you're going to consume all. I'm sure you've also had the principle of portion eating. So the same applies to this. The idea is that if you are served in these small bowls, by the time you keep picking and serving yourself, you'll get tired, or like remember, all this is about the mental state. It will feel like kinda full because you've kept on picking a lot of food, like picking from a small bowl, serving to another small bowl. You'll feel kinda you're full. So though that process is going to control your portion, but also remember, this portion, whatever you're given, is not that big. It's always controlled to ensure you do not overeat, to ensure you only eat what is just required for your body. That extra apple pie that you take, those snacks which you do, see, you know yourselves, guys, do you really need it? Do you eat till like you feel like you are not able to breathe? You feel like your stomach is disturbing you? Do you need all that food? I'm here to tell you, imagine you don't need all that. It's just wearing down your body. It's causing a lot of cellular oxidation, which we do not need when we are trying to live for a longer period. Then another principle is that we are social beings. That's how we are. We are not able to change that. At some point, you feel like you need to connect with somebody. So how also these Japanese were able to maintain that? Because they lived in communities. They ensured that they formed close bond with the people around them. You need somebody to help you out. You need somebody to communicate to. But nowadays, do you even know your jiranis? Do you know the person next door? If something happened, would anybody sort you out? Even let's not go far. Let's go to the family setup. How many families like you find they do not talk? Siblings don't communicate. Cousins don't talk. So you find either way, all that is wearing down into our processes, because we are social beings. We need to interact with people. We need to be understood. We need to be heard. Imagine all that. So let's say we are always connected for life. In Japanese, it's called mohai. Sorry, Japanese is so bad. Need to take classes. That is mohai. Mohai, yes, which means connected for life. We are always connected through in one way or the other. Our life where we are, it's always a series of events. The events which happened when you are young, they are connected with the events that happen now. It's always connected. You can't disconnect the two. So always ensure you are in understanding terms where you work. Try to build good relationships with your colleagues, because that way you'll be happy. You will say a healthy workplace is happy employees. So if we apply that principle in every scenario of our lives, we stop feeling the feeling of entitlement. we stop our egos and try to understand each other, try to connect on mutual basis, where we do not expect something from each other. We just want to communicate, we just want to be happy. The one thing which I've noticed, so many people communicate when they want something from the other person. Also stop that behavior. Check on people, but don't only check on them when you want something from them. So for now, that is it. So we've reviewed 2 principles. When I come back, probably tomorrow, I will post another episode where we are going now to address the other 3 principles, then dive deeper into the book. But for now, let me bid you good night. Bye bye.